TV, and I'm here to do the final episode of My Love from Another Star, episode 21, the final. I'm a little heartbroken. It's now finally over. But yeah, it was just an amazing run, 21 episodes, so that equals out to be about 3 months of my life that I was all caught up in the Chung Sung-yi and Do Manager love tale. So you see them looking at the stars and the meteors are coming, and so you know that Do Manager's time here on Earth is that much shorter, and so Chung Sung-yi's like, let's switch on a star, and he's like, they're rocks, they're falling rocks. It's so funny that you humans like to wish on that. That's just funny on my planet. And so it was kind of a cute moment. And then she's wishing and she's praying for, you know, I'm sure her and Do Manager to live happily ever after. And then Do Manager is also, you know, kind of like thinking about it, but then he realizes he's disappearing, like his hands are disappearing, so he knows like he's leaving right now, he's leaving. So he tells Chung Sung-yi all these different things that she needs to do while he's away, and basically he's gonna try so hard to come back to her, and if he can't, then just forget everything and live on with her life. And so she's like, you know, she doesn't like that answer, so she's telling him something else, but then she realizes that he's gone, and it's devastating to her because she's like, she didn't even get a chance to say a real goodbye, a kiss, a hug. You know, he left. And so I kind of feel like, you know, she knew this whole time that he was leaving. You know, it was 3 months away, 2 months, 1 month, 1 week. And so during that whole time, she was living life to the fullest. And so, but I think she did want one final goodbye, Chung Sung-yi style, like dramatic and big. But yeah, that part didn't happen, and I was kind of like, I was a little bit sad for her too that she didn't get to say goodbye. But maybe there was a reason for that. So then you see the old management team of Chung Sung-yi when she was really super popular and who deserted her when she like went crashing down. And now the CEO of that agency is trying to win back Chung Sung-yi and Chung Sung-yi's mom. And, you know, he was playing onto Chung Sung-yi's mother being still kind of greedy and materialistic. But she's grown a lot herself in the past several episodes of this drama, and she doesn't want all of the material goods anymore. She doesn't want the fancy bags and all of that, because she's like, I had to sell all of those things when you deserted us the last time. She's like, I don't want that. But then she does soften a little bit, and she's like, you know, I don't need all of that, but do something for Chung Sung-yi because she's really falling apart. She hasn't eaten, slept since Do Manager disappeared. And so while Chung Sung-yi is going through a very dark time, so is Ji-hyun. He is going through the prosecution, he's at court, and pretty much his father dropped him. His attorney, Ji-hyun's attorney, just agreed to all the charges, and however, you know, the court wants to handle it, it's fine by him. And that kind of just means that the court, the family is going to turn their back on Ji-hyun, because rather than turn a blind eye to all of the bad deeds that he's been doing, they're now just not going to put up with him anymore. And you see just Ji-hyun falling into much darker times himself, because he goes from, you know, oh, there's so many excuses, send Hee-kyung away, I'll put all the blame on my secretary, until the very end where he's completely falling apart, where he's imagining people are coming back after him, he's in solitary confinement, and the father pretty much told him, I can't accept you as my son, and I can't keep covering up for you because I was so busy doing my business that I didn't know a monster took over my son. And he just broke down and cried, and Ji-hyun's like, I'm gonna come back, but he didn't. He's now just dealing with his demons in jail. Okay, so then you've got Do Manager somehow helping Chung Sung-yi getting over the grief of losing him, because he enlists the help of Hee-kyung by having him come through with beer and chicken. And you know what, every time they eat beer and chicken, I want to eat beer and chicken too, and so does most of China. I guess that's a big thing in China now too. He also enlists the help of Ye Yoon-jae, And Yoonjae is so excited because, you know, Do Manager kind of bribed him with the telescope. And then he also was like, I'm gonna be going on a trip soon. And then, but I'll try to come back. And then Yoonjae gets so excited and so happy that he's like, I want a hug. And then Do Manager like, no. But then Yoonjae like jumps on him anyways. He's like a really overly friendly puppy dog, and it was just a very cute interaction. Chung Sung-hee and her friend, her best friend Bokja, and even Sammy kind of interacting and helping Chung Sung-hee she's not going to get over this grief, but just like help to, you know, be there and stand by her while she's in the grieving process. And Chung Sung-hee even has her parents there because it's just like she's so miserable and she just wants to see him and be with him, and, you know, who wouldn't? He's a cute alien who's awesome. So then you have these glimpses and flashes of moments where Chung Sung-hee is thinking she sees Do Manager, but then it gets more real. So then even Lawyer Jang thinks that he sees Do Manager. And guess what? Even Ji-hyun thinks that he sees Do Manager. But as we soon find out, they're not hallucinations or delusions. It really was Do Manager, and it was his effort to come back to Earth to be with Chung Sung-hee, and the magical moment happens. And this magical moment is when Chung Sung-hee is on the red carpet, and oh my gosh, the dress was just stunning. She looked great. And this was 3 years after Do Manager first disappeared. And so, you know, she's back on her, you know, high horse. She's doing really well. She's back to her very glammed out style. She's on the top of her game. She's been doing really well in all of her dramas and movies with the help of Ji-hyun, our second lead male. And then all of a sudden you see the cameras, everything in freeze. And, you know, I kind of was wondering, how did all the extras just hold that one pose for so long? But yeah, so he stops time and Do Manager comes back, and then, you know, Chung Sung-hee's in one area, and then she comes down to meet with him, and he's like, you know, I told you to keep covered up while I wasn't here. And then all of a sudden you see this amazing kiss. I think Do Manager and Chung Sung-hee have got amazing chemistry, even though he gets sick every time they do kiss. But I think he's getting, you know, more and more accustomed to the human germy stuff. And so then they do this amazing spectacular kiss. All the cameras are going, everything's flashing, it's amazing, and then poof, he disappears again. Then you see Chung Sung-hee and Do Manager going through the interview process where they're talking to the person and telling them, you know, how it's been like since the 3 years, the first disappearance, and then like all these little pop-ins that Do Manager does. And so what happens is, I guess there's some type of wormhole that he figured out, and he's now teleporting back and forth from his home planet to Chung Sung-hee and being with her. And she was saying, you know, the first time it was a very short amount of time, but lately it's, you know, 1 year and 2 months, and he's been there the whole time, and they've been treasuring every moment, and they've been, you know, it's been just an amazing special time for them when they're together, and they're just so cute. And I just thought that that was a pretty good ending and kind of tying up all the different loose ends. So I guess the main thing was Chung Sung-hee and Do Manager are now together, albeit glimpses at a time, you know, they're basically together. And, you know, I still kind of wonder, he's still going to be the alien that doesn't age, so it would be interesting if they ever flash forward, you know, 60 years where she's just an old, you know, interesting woman who's still like larger than life, and then he's exactly the same but has an old soul. So it would be kind of fun to watch that. Sammy and Ji-hyun, I think they've moved on with their lives, but they're still kind of like have maybe their first love type of feeling inside, but they've moved on, they've moved past that. And I really like that, because I think that Sammy proved herself to be a good friend after all. And then of course Ji-hyun is fighting his demons in jail, where, you know, he's basically lost everything, his family, his wealth, his friends. He's just kind of in there dealing with all the people that he killed and people that he's maimed that we don't know about. And the weird thing is that he was always interested in animals, and I heard that, you know, a lot of times when people who are kind of sociopaths or psychopaths, they start off with hurting, you know, animals and then moving on to people. So, you know, I can kind of see where the writers were going with that. So that was very interesting, kind of a little bit background twist with Ji-hyun. And I do like the way the epilogue ended up, because he's like, they're back in bed and Do manager's like, I'm back home, and then she just kind of rolls up in his arms and they cuddle, and it's just very, very sweet. Anyways, I really enjoyed this Korean drama. I'm also looking forward to new ones. Keep watching this channel, and I'll probably do more K-drama reviews on the new ones. And I'll speak to you soon. Let me know what your thoughts are on the final wrap-up of this K-drama, and I will talk to you. Bye!